Welcome to Massive Awakening. Today we're going to get spiritually fine-tuned according to the messages that Spirit provide. Hopefully you're having a good day. Hopefully you have been doing your own inner work and conquering and overcoming obstacles and completing challenges positively and effectively and allowing growth and maturity to enter your life. We have 4 cards. We have the Butterfly Oracle cards, the Enchanted Map, the Angel Messages, and these little ones, which are my favorite, which work on your chakra, or tell you which chakra you need to work on. And also just allows you to see things differently. So the first deck is the Butterfly Oracle cards, which is for life changes. We're going to see what we need to fine-tune. Just a big old... Look like we need to fine-tune a lot. See what we need to fine-tune according to life changes. What life changes we need to make. All right, that one stuck in my hand. Adult children. Adult children. I don't know what that could possibly mean. Maybe it's some adult children in your life. We're going to see what the Enchanted Map, which role we need to take. And I do pre-shuffle the cards before I start the videos. Rescue, because I know with these gloves it's hard to really, not really hard, but it's not as easy. So I do take my time to shuffle them before I turn the video on. So when you see me struggling, not struggling, when you see it being, and that's another thing that I've been aware of. You have to be conscious and wise of what words you're using, because if you use the wrong word, even if you didn't mean it that way, it comes out that way. So it looks like a challenge, not a struggle. We don't want to say that we're struggling when situations come up in our life. We want to say that it's just a challenge. And then the angel message came out. There's nothing to worry about. So, but I wear the gloves because I don't want to put my energy on the card. And I want it to be strictly from spirit. Gossip. Victim. Green. I think green is the heart chakra. So you have adult children. You have rescue. There's nothing to worry about. Gossip and victim. And I did my reading well before this started, so I know that doesn't apply to me. No, but it's a spiritual, it's an earthly thing going on. It's just a worldly, I'll say. And the Bible teaches us to be in the world, not of it. So immediately seeing this gossip and victim card, green is connected to the heart. So I will honestly say, just choose not to be in a gossipy situation, and no matter what, do not be the victim. I am going to read from the book, and both of those cards are green. I am going to read from the book to see what it says. For me, adult children, it's a pretty butterfly. To me, adult children can be either your children or adults already, or adults around you with children mentality, which would choose to entertain gossip or choose to be in a gossipy situation. The beautiful thing about this, and right now I'm feeling like I don't need to go to the book. The beautiful thing about this is you have the card that says there's nothing to worry about. So even if all this is going on around you, it could be at work, it could be in your neighborhood, it could be in your community, it can be in your family, it could be within your friendships, within your relationships. It also has the rescue card, which is in the back is the world. If you can see it in the back, that would be indicating the world. And if it's paired with there's nothing to worry about, it's almost as if, because this is your angel message, the angel spirit is saying that you don't have to worry about, and you will be rescued from this situation if you are a victim. Not to say, to me, I don't like playing the victim role. I believe that I'm victorious no matter what situation comes. Now, when I get alone, I do have my moments where I cry and I may feel victimized or attacked. But I do not allow it to overtake me to where I can't move forward. But if you are a victim, understand that this is the moment where Spirit is saying, I'm going to rescue you from this situation, and you don't have anything to worry about. But to me, the choice is to not allow yourself to be a victim so much that you can't move forward, or that you go around gossiping because you feel like, oh, this person did that and this person did that, so I'm going to gossip about them or gossip about the situation. If you are in a victim situation, you will be rescued. God will make sure of that, and you will not stay in that situation forever. But you have the choice to either prolong the situation or move forward, to stay in that mentality forever or move forward. And also, if you are a victim, understand that just means that you're moving closer to being victorious. And also, when you're in a victim situation, it only allows you to see yourself and understand yourself, and even the people around you. Maybe the person who victimized you, you get to see them for who they are, or you get to see situations, and being in a victim situation doesn't last long. It allows you to help someone else when they're in their low spot, or when they're in a situation that they can't get out of. The card that spins out the most to me is gossip, because we don't ever want to entertain gossip, and we don't want to ourselves spread gossip. Of course, we have done before as kids, and sometimes we don't know mentally what gossip is. And so we're just thinking that we're shedding light on a situation or improving a situation, when the first thing you need to know is there's nothing to worry about the situation to where you have to waste your breath or your time or your energy entertaining it. Because once you get entangled in it, you can't really, I won't say you can't be in a rescue situation, but it takes longer to be rescued from it. It takes longer to get your victory, because you have entertained yourself in a lower state of mindset, thinking that you have to gossip or get back at somebody. So it's best to just be quiet and just move forward peacefully and gracefully. And no, you don't have to just hold it all in. If you have to have those self-talks to say, this really hurt me, I wish I hadn't gone through that, this person really put a dent in my spirit, this person really took from me, have those conversations with yourself, write it out in a journal, listen to some therapeutic music, meditate, whatever you have to do. If you have to tell your sister or your best friend or your auntie or your uncle, make sure you're saying it in a way that's not belittling that person or not taking from that person as a whole, and not making it so negative. Just say, you know, I'm in this place where I don't understand, or I am hurt. Like, express your feelings about yourself rather than expressing how you feel about that person. Because when you say how you feel about that person, it turns into, I can't stand her, I can't stand him, he always, it did. And sometimes it will slip out, but make sure you bring it back to a mentality of, you know what, at the end of the day, at the end of that conversation, I don't have anything to worry about, nothing to fear but fear itself. It's going to work out positively and amazing for both parties. And especially, it will work out good for you if you maintain that positivity and that spirit of, I can make it through this. For the adult children card, like I said, it could be your children have become adults. In that situation, you want to trust them to make their own decisions, and you want to trust yourself enough to know that you have raised them and instilled in them enough for them to be able to move forward without being so clingy or without being so overbearing to them or to you, and allow them to make their mistakes and get back up from them without you feeling bad or without you feeling like you had anything to do with their mistakes. It's like allowing them to be an adult without you being attached to what happens in their life, because it's not your fault. And it doesn't define you as a mother or as a father or as an auntie or as an uncle. You're not defined by your children or your nieces or your nephews' mistakes. Yes, it's up to you to be empathetic and loving towards them. You have that decision. But it doesn't mean that you did anything wrong or you didn't raise them correctly. And it also means another way I feel it is making sure that your children are not trying to be adults too fast. Adult children, it's like you're an adult, but you're still a child. With Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything that's going on in society, your children want to keep up with that. And they want to be grown, and they want to, have their lingo and their swag and the way they communicate and dancing, provocatively in public, or being one way at home and another way at school. and vice versa. And we want to make sure that we're raising them to keep that childlike mentality, because even God said enter his kingdoms with a childlike heart. So allow them to keep that childlike mentality and that childlike heart, so that the Spirit of God can continue to follow through with them, to follow them and be with them and carry them and use them in a positive way. It's not saying not allow them to be who they are, because some children are not trying to be adult-like, but they have a mature mentality. So know the difference between the two, and it's up to you, because only you know your child. And another way I'm feeling it is that some adults are just going to have a children mentality. They're just going to be immature or bratty or reckless or gossipy. And it's okay, because we do that for a season. But if somebody is continuously doing that and they haven't learned their lesson and they haven't outgrown that way of thinking, you just need to know that you can't do anything about it. But you can't worry about it. You can't go and say, I can't believe this person's spreading rumors on me. Not again in your life. You can't allow yourself to just stay a victim or remain a victim, because that's even a victim mentality. When you say, this person's spreading rumors about me, maybe it is a lie. But you're going to be rescued out of the situation if you take the high road and say, when they aim low, I go high. I take the high road. And we don't always take the high road. Sometimes we want to get right in there too, because we all know, okay, you got stuff to say, I got stuff to say too. Everybody has something to say. And everybody is right and entitled to their opinion. But in this season, with so much going on in the universe, so much going on in society, just so much going on in the kingdom of God, we got to know that we don't have anything to worry about. And with so many people being victims and falling short to victimhood, somebody has to stand up and be by their side and be the bigger person. And not even be the bigger person, be the person that says, listen, I understand that you hurt, and you might want to say this, that, and the third. But I'm going to let you know that you don't have anything to worry about. And I'm going to let you know that gossiping is not the way to go. And I'm going to let you know that you're going to be rescued from this situation. And everything is going to be okay. Let you know that the world is still moving. You still have an opportunity to live. You don't have to stay in this space forever, because there's somebody who's an adult with a childlike mentality. Not a childlike heart. There's a difference. You can have a childlike heart and be lighthearted and fun, but a childlike mentality is like, I'm just going to go, and even though, and sometimes you are a victim and you become subject to gossip because you're the one in the hurt position, but the gossip is so loud and so big and so overbearing and so much more that you don't have time to even be a victim. It's covered by the gossip. No, because being a victim is not a beautiful thing, but you need people around you, or even people feel you need people around you to support you and understand you where you are, because that's a heavy burden to be a victim. And I cannot say that you're not a victim, because sometimes we are, and it's just life. We don't want to stay there, but that's just life. But to allow gossipy people or situations to overshadow your victimhood, just make sure that you don't entertain it and you don't get involved in it. And understand that there's nothing to worry about. And sometimes there's a reason that God allows that gossip, because he wants you to stand tall afterwards. If in your victimhood everybody supported you, you wouldn't know your own inner strength. You wouldn't be able to become wise and mature enough to help the next person, because you had people supporting you. So you're going to look at the next person like, you'll find support. It's help everywhere. But when you're in that victim situation and you're your only support, not that you're your only support, you may have one or two people, but you don't have as many as these gossipy people. Like, it can be 30 people gossiping about you and you only have 3 or 4 people that support you. Remember to count it all joy. But at the same time, that is how it overshadows it. But God allows that many people to gossip, because he says when you come out of this, you're going to be victorious. You're going to be a conqueror. And all those people is like people who conspire against you and gather around. All those people have to answer to him. And all those people can be changed even by God just allowing you to come out of it and rescue you. And allowing you to conquer the world. All those people who say whatever, they're going to feel shameful. Shameful. It's a verse in the Bible that says that. Anybody who speaks against you, I can't think of what it is. Is it Psalm 71? It's something, but they will be put to shame if you don't try to shame them yourself. If you step out of the way and understand that you have nothing to worry about. And these two cards are right beside each other. You're going to be rescued and you don't have anything to worry about. And the beautiful thing about it is this person, whatever's going on, it's an island all by itself. And it's like, if you maintain that mentality and the spirit of I'm still going to be able to survive, I still can maintain in this world. I still will have something better on the other side of this. Because it is an island all your own. But it's not as, it doesn't have to be as painful or embarrassing or as hurtful. It's all in your mind, all in what you think. So as a man thinketh, so is he. Believe yourself to be strong. Believe yourself to be empowered in this moment. Because it's the water, rivers flowing. Maybe they could be tears, but it's also trees over here, which is the representation of life, growth, maturity. So doing this, it will be tears, but it'll be some maturing going on, some growth going on, and that's a rainbow. After the rain is always a rainbow. Or sometimes in the rain. If you notice, sometimes when it's raining, you'll see a rainbow. If it's not thick rain, you'll still see that rainbow. So that's your messages. What we're going to fine tune within our spirit is knowing that we will be rescued. We will be redeemed. We will survive. Whatever gossip is going on, whatever attacks, whatever victimization, I don't know if that's a word, whatever victimhood mentality we are in, we will survive and we will be rescued. But for me, I feel we shouldn't just stay in that victim mentality. That's what the enemy will want us to do. That's what people who are gossiping about us will want us to do. So understand, it's not to take away from you being in the victim spot, because you are hurting, but you have to believe that you will be rescued. And that time frame is solely upon you. If you want to stay in that situation for months and years, then you will. If you entertain gossip, you definitely will. But if you say, I don't have anything to worry about and I'm going to come out of this alive, sooner than people expect, stronger than people know, have that mentality and you will be okay. And maybe it's connected to adult children, because that's what adult children do. People who are adults with children mentality, they gossip. And I understand it happens. Everybody does it at a time. That's why I said that clearly. Even I have been one prone to gossip. Not understanding what it was. Not understanding that it's not worth it. Not understanding that it's not necessary. But I've outgrown that part of myself. And that's a part of ourselves that we all need to fine tune. Just making sure we're not saying too much or doing too much or entertaining people who would wish to argue with us or belittle us or put us in a position where we go running to tell this and running and tell that. I think Martin Lawrence had that comedy show, Run and Tell That. You know, when you feel like running and tell that, go look at that episode or that comedy special. Or just tell yourself, like, run and tell that. Run and tell that, but don't actually do it. You know, just talk to yourself, and not talk to yourself in a way that makes you feel like you're having a breakdown, but just speak positively over yourself. Affirm yourself. I am strong. I am victorious. I am going to move forward with this. I am taking this victim lesson as a way to understand people more. And sometimes we get in that position because God wants us to understand people more. Sometimes we don't understand that when other people are going through things, they don't have as many people. But when you go in that situation and you are in that situation, you will see, oh, you really don't have no help with stuff like this. There really is nobody to call at this time. You got to call on God and understand that there's nothing to worry about. They say if you pray, don't worry. If you're going to worry, don't pray. Totally up to you. Every circumstance, the most profound fine-tunement that I got was understanding that you have the power to change your circumstance for the better or the worse, and you also have the ability to prolong it or to allow it to move swiftly, smoothly, with your mindset, with the words that you speak, with the way that you think, the way that you understand, with the communication and the interactions that you make. So even if you are here, it doesn't have to last forever. It's all up to you. And worrying will make it last longer. That's what I mean by prolonging it. Just worrying about it every day. Word, and that's the serenity prayer. If you can't change that situation, let it go. The most profound thing is to understand you have the ability to change it, to allow it to work for you or against you, to allow it to stay longer or to get rid of the situation. And it's all in if you want to deal with it properly without entertaining this and without entertaining that. Don't entertain any adult children. And understand that you will be rescued. And it's just allowing you to grow. Tears, they come. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. And you don't have anything to worry about. Don't feel bad. Don't blame yourself. Don't get in a negative spiral. If you feel yourself going there, because I cannot say that you're not going to go there. I have gone there. And if we're honest with ourselves, we can admit it happens. But the point is not to stay there. The point is not to let it become bigger. Like I said, the gossiping overshadowing your victimhood, making it seem more like a gossip situation than a serious situation. Sometimes things are so serious, but people put their gossip on there and they make it seem like it ain't even nothing. It's more of an entertainment for people. This is life. Somebody's going through the worst feelings or situations in their life. Even having to accept it is a horrible thing. Most people think that dealing with it is the victim mentality, but it's accepting it. Yeah, I am a victim. Yeah, this is not how I want to live my life right now. This is not pretty. This is not something that I want to go gossiping and telling the world about. This is one of those situations where I have to be strong and have faith and believe that there's nothing to worry about and that everything will be okay and I will be rescued. Whatever you need from God will come. And he said, my grace is sufficient for thee. My grace is sufficient for everyone. But you stay away from this. Give him your victim mentality. Say, God, I am a victim. God, I have been hurt. God, I have been confused. I have been manipulated. I have been trained to not say anything. Maybe I've been trained to gossip and run and tell the world. Maybe I've been trained to entertain adult children. Maybe I've been trained to think that all the world is adult children. That's not true. Rescue yourself. Take your time and nurture yourself and love yourself and continue to tell yourself this is not all that life has for me. And I claim it. This is not all life has for me. There is something better. And when you say it, put, how do I want to say this? Put something, be firm and effective about what you say. Don't just say this is not all life has for me. Because that can mean multiple things. Be strong in yourself and say there is something better. Be accurate is what I'm hearing. Be accurate in what you're saying. Because you can say there's something on the other side of this. But you're not saying what that something is. So it can be anything. And you're not asking God to give you that something that you really desire. So you make sure that when you're asking and speaking of yourself that it's positive and it's accurate and it's detailed. There is something better on the other side of this. There is something positive. There is something more loving, more caring, more wonderful, more strong, more stable, more loving, more playful, more fun. This is not what we want. We don't want that. We want to have fun. We want to enjoy life. He said he promised us life and life more abundantly. So just say to yourself, on the other side of this, there's going to be an abundant life, an abundance of love, an abundance of joy, an abundance of peace, an abundance of prosperity. And then remember, when you say those things, there's nothing to worry about. Nothing. And 5 cards came out, which is positive. 555 is positive changes and thinking positively. So remember that. That's your messages for now. Meditate, pray on it. Have an amazing week, month, year. Wishing you nothing but peace, love, and joy. These are your messages. Hopefully it allows you to become more spiritually fine-tuned.